Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is a big day. It is currently like 10:45, 11 in the morning. I'm going to try to get this up before 1 o'clock. But it is a big day for New Englanders. It's a bigger day for me because I'm a New Englander and I'm a WWE fan, so let me walk you through my day. The first two steps is your day too. Patriots at 1 against Cleveland. Whoop-de-doo, but Tom Brady's back, so it's a game that is definitely marked on my calendar from the beginning. Then at 4 o'clock, right after the Pats game, I am not watching the 4 o'clock football game. I'll have it on my other TV, but I'm gonna have my scoreboard, my scorebook in the Red Sox game at 4 o'clock. You got Josh Tomlin pitching against Clay Buchholz, the wily veteran, in game 3, elimination game. They got to win the game, and then after that game will probably end around 7:30. At 8 o'clock, No Mercy, a WWE pay-per-view, but you don't care about that. So my day is packed 1 to 4 to 11, 8 o'clock, but to 11 p.m. It's a great day. So let's get right into it. Patriots going to Cleveland, going to the dog pound. But it's not a big deal. The only thing that really matters in this game is the fact that Tom Brady is back. That is no doubt. Everybody's expecting the Patriots to absolutely destroy the Cleveland Browns, which I wouldn't, be surprised. But this is how I see the game playing out, personally. The first half, I think the first few drives you might see, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 3-and-out from Tom Brady in the first drive. Because you got to think, this guy hasn't played NFL regular season football since the playoffs last year. So to expect him, I know he's arguably the greatest quarterback ever, but taking time off and then jumping back in, no matter what it is, isn't easy, especially at a professional level. So I wouldn't be surprised if they struggle early, but I'm looking at the defense. I expect the first half to not be necessarily, it might not be close, but it's not going to be 17-0 Patriots. This is just what I think. I've been wrong about this guy all year. Isaiah Crowell, he's the running back for the Browns. He's been a real nobody since he got in the league. Him and Terrence West were running that offense, and they just both sucked, but they stuck with Crowell. He's the one still under contract, and he's turned into a gem. I mean, he's had great game after great game. He's torn up defenses this year. Granted, one of the games, he had great numbers because of one run that was 84 yards or something stupid like that. But he's done very well. This is a sneaky good rushing team. And having Terrell Pryor in the backfield, 10, 15 plays a game, that gives you more to plan for. So I expect them to hold it close. And as a Patriots fan, I've watched every single game of every single season since I really could follow it, that intently. With that type of intent, I should say. And there's always that one game when the Patriots are getting beat. In that one game, we're not getting beat. Just it's a close game. They can't stop the run. Now I don't know why. I just feel like that's one of these games where no way Cleveland's gonna be able to throw the ball. Terrell Pryor might get a little bit here and there, but I just see them being able to run. Just run. I don't know why, and I think that ends after the first half. I think the Patriots pull away and end up winning by 15 plus points in the second half. But I do see this as a game where they're not going to take Isaiah Crowell seriously because I haven't even taken him seriously. I see Isaiah Crowell having a pretty good game, and if you're running the ball well, that keeps the ball out of the Patriots' hands, out of Tom Brady's hands, which is why I believe this could be a close game. If they have one drive where they run the ball 8 or 9 times without throwing a bunch of incompletions, and it takes you from the 8-yard line all the way down for a touchdown, that's like half of a quarter right there. So keeping the ball out of Tom Brady and the Patriots' hands is very important. And if the running game is doing very well, that is exactly what they're doing, which is why I don't see the Patriots putting up 24 points in the first half, even though Tom Brady's back. It's going to take a little bit of time, no doubt, for the Patriots to get in groove. Plus, with they did say Gronk is active and is going to be featured in the offense, but there's no word on Edelman. They say he's questionable. We'll see on that. LeGarrette Blount, questionable. If anyone's going to have a good game today, it could be LeGarrette Blount. This rushing defense is atrocious. for the Browns. Absolutely awful. Matt Jones, who's a god-awful running back, had 117 yards last week against them. I mean, this isn't a great rushing defense. So it could be very anticlimactic for the Patriots if Tom Brady's return, he ends up with like 200 yards passing, and 1 touchdown on like 18 throws because LeGarrette Blount gets 30 carries for 160 yards just because that's what the matchup says. Bill Belichick doesn't give a fuck if it's Tom Brady's return. He just wants to go with what they're given, and I have a feeling they're going to be given that. They're going to be given the run game. But yeah, that's just how I see it playing out, guys. That's how I see it playing out. Slow start possibly for the offense. Good running game for the Browns. But the one thing that could really debunk my theory is these teams that have look at last year? Yeah, we started against the Steelers last year without Le'Veon Bell. D'Angelo Williams ran up and down the field on us. We did beat them, no doubt. We beat them, but he ran up and down. We couldn't stop him. The only thing I could say that will keep Isaiah Crowell in that rushing, because that Duke Johnson's a nice switch up too for that team. But the only thing I could see preventing that is the fact that the Steelers, you can't stack the box against the Steelers because they have Antonio Brown and they have Martavius Bryant and they have Ben Roethlisberger. If you put 9 of your guys in the box, bring all your safeties in real close, make Chunk play linebacker, all that shit, and you just leave 2 corners and maybe a safety out, you're going to get torched by that. This is a team where, yeah, they have Terrell Pryor, but Cody Kessler is your quarterback who wasn't even good in college. I think they can get away with stacking the box and saying, Isaiah Crowell, beat us, because we know you can't throw it. So, beat us. And that could easily debunk my theory for sure. But yeah, I see them winning pretty convincingly, but pulling away in the second half, for sure. But on to the next game, guys. On to the next game. I'm more excited about this game than I am about the Patriots Week 5 game where they're already going to go to the playoffs. I don't care. I want to see Tom Brady play, but I just don't care. If they lose, that's fucking awful because it could prevent us from having home field. But whatever. I just don't care that much about, in comparison. I care a lot, but not in comparison to the Red Sox playoff game. That is much more important. Sorry about that. Getting a little parched. But I look at this game. You got Josh Tomlin pitching against Clay Buchholz. Clay Buchholz in an elimination game. Now, David Price said that he could come off of the bench. Out of the bullpen if necessary, which is valuable, guys. He's a lefty, which is very valuable against this lineup, no doubt. You look what Pomeranz could do. Pomeranz did very well. He's rested. I bet he could come in. But let's not jump to the fact that we need to the idea that we're going to need the bullpen, because if you look at, and I know I'm against doing this, but if you look at how Clay Buchholz has pitched, he's pitched very well over his last 5 starts with I think I saw 2.74 ERA. You can't trust his track record. I understand that. I've said that multiple times. But what do I do? This is my job, and not literally my job. I'm not getting paid to do this, but if I can't look at statistics and look at past outings to talk about and make a prediction off of them, then what the fuck am I doing here? How the hell do I do this? Someone help me. So, judging on just how he's pitched, I know it's not a good idea, guys. I know. So if you get shelled, look at my old video and look at this video. I told you don't look at his track record. But if there's anyone who can have a good game right now, it's him. He's pitched well, and I hate to say it. I feel like I'm trusting Clay Buchholz right now. And that's the scariest fucking thing in the world. And if you all Red Sox fans, you know that. It is terrifying. And that right when you trust him, this happens. Was it last year he went down with an injury, guys? I'm sorry, he goes down every season with an injury. But was it last year he had a really good start to the season, right? I think that was last year. It was either last year or the year before, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. He was doing very well pitching. He had a big game that they had to win. It was in the middle of the summer somewhere, and big game for their playoff hopes against the Yankees at home. I think it was a matinee game, and he gets hurt and that was it. That was the end of the season. We trusted him right there. That was when we started to trust Clay Buchholz. Right there, I was like, our ace is on the fucking mound. I think that was last year. It might have been the year before, so I apologize. But whatever year it was, it doesn't matter which year. It's the fact that this is Clay Buchholz's career. This is what he does. We trusted him. I trusted him right there, and that's what happened. It wasn't even that. He got hurt, whatever. I trust him right now, and I'm terrified. So, moving on from that, there's nothing we can do when it comes to predicting what Clay Buchholz is going to do. He's the hardest person to predict, hardest athlete to predict. So, moving on from that, this lineup has looked very stagnant. It's looked flat. It's looked dead, unenthused. It looks like they're not playing for anything. I mean, obviously there are a couple players that have done very well. Not very well. No one's done very well, but well. And that would be, Game 1 for Hanley Ramirez. Game 1 for Benintendi. Brock Holtz had some great at-bats. That's all crap now. This is a game you have to win. We don't care about good at-bats anymore. Like, in my video after Game 1, I was saying, oh, well, look, he struck out 3 times. That's not good for Dustin Pedroia as a leadoff hitter. But he had a great at-bat to end the game and they lost. If that happens tonight, if he has this afternoon, if he has 3 strikeouts, but the last one game on the line to keep the season going, he struck out, but it was a great at-bat. I'm not saying that. I don't care. No one cares. That's kind of what I'm trying to get to you guys. The fact that none of it matters anymore. If the product isn't there, if we aren't seeing the results, then it doesn't matter. If he has another 10-pitch at-bat where he's check swinging and laying off that pitch on the outside corner 3 straight times, they're just out there, whatever, that doesn't matter if he doesn't get a base hit. There's no good at-bat without results. So, this is the game. Everyone's got to step up. And it's not only this game. If there's another game, it's that one. If there's another game, it's that one. It's scary. It's scary. And I look at Josh Tomlin and I say, oh, it's Josh Tomlin. We're going to cream this guy. But Trevor Bauer, we didn't cream him. We are the best offense in the MLB. And it just seems like it doesn't matter. Like, okay, Corey Kluber shut us down. Okay, he's a Cy Young winner. And he had a good year this year. Okay, Trevor Bauer didn't shut us down, but we didn't light him up. We had a great opportunity to light him up in the first inning, and we only got 1 run off of it. We had first 2 batters on base. This offense should be scoring 3 runs that inning, not 1. It's the little things, guys, and it's just baseball in the playoffs. Your lineup isn't as important as your pitching staff. If you have a good lineup, it could go stale. That's what hitting is like that. Hitting is like that. You can't predict hitting. You can predict pitching if you have had a great staff all year. Madison Bumgarner is going to deal. You know that. You don't know that Big Papi is going to get 3 hits. How the fuck can you tell if a hitter is going to get 3 hits in a game? You don't know. But you can damn sure make a pretty fucking accurate prediction that, and pardon my language, I need to stop cussing. Not just in videos. I don't really give a crap about videos, but like in life, I need to stop cussing as much. But he's gonna deal. Darn well he's gonna deal. But you can't sit here and say, oh, Big Papi's batting .320 this year. He's gonna get 3 hits this game. That's just not how it goes. So it's very scary because you can't rely on good hitting there's going to be slumps. Like, how many teams over a month period of time, not playoffs, I'm talking a month in the entire season, have had none of their players slump? In just a month. In a 30-game, 20 game, 23 game time span, how many times does one team not have a single player slump? It happens when you're hitting. But over that same time frame, you could have a pitching staff deal the entire time. absolutely deal. Maybe one bad start, but one bad start's not gonna lose you the entire, or not one. Maybe 3 bad starts. Unless they're in a row in the playoffs, that you could still win the World Series. Like, be 1 in the first freaking round, 1 in the second round, and then 1 in the World Series. If you only have 3 straight bad hitting games with the bat, then you're definitely going to go to the World Series, and you're definitely going to win it. If you only have 3 games where you score less than 3 runs, whatever. Like, that just doesn't happen. And it sucks because this Red Sox team doesn't have a great pitching staff. They just don't. They just don't. They have a great lineup, but it's baseball and it's hitting. You can't trust it for the whole 25 game span. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing Jackie Bradley Jr. absolutely lost. He is absolutely lost. He's no confidence. He has no confidence, guys. Baseball's in the mind. Baseball's in the mind. I don't even want to get into him, but Xander Bogaerts looks... I'm 110% serious right now. He looks like a high school baseball player. This isn't me. I'm not overreacting. I'm not. You look at the tape. Look at the tape of every single at-bat over the last 2 games. You tell me seriously he does not look like a high school baseball player. He looks like me. I could lay off of some of the curveballs that he couldn't lay off of. I could. Maybe one of them. Just one. I could lay off of. He couldn't lay off a single one. And the one, I think he actually did lay off a one, and it was a check swing that he more than likely did swing on. So, awful. Big Papi, okay, like, he had a nice double, the end of game 1, which is big, but turned into nothing. You can't, they just don't, he looks dead. They just look dead. They look dead. They're just dead. It's really annoying. Mookie Betts, where the fuck are you? What the fuck is Mookie Betts? Okay, you got a base hit when they were down 6 runs last night, 2 nights ago? Like, where are you? Show up. You want to win you're not going to win the MVP because Mike Trout deserves it. But, you want to win the MVP, you are an MVP candidate, show up. Just show up. Play. Show us that you're an MVP candidate. Get a base hit when it matters, not when you're down 6 runs. Don't swing and miss on 3 straight fastballs right over the plate from Trevor Bauer. When do you ever swing and miss on 3 straight fastballs? 3 straight, guys. 3 straight fastballs. That's not you. These players are not playing. Brock Holt is playing well. That is it. Andrew Benintendi, he's playing well. It's just, you can't trust the lineup, and it's very annoying. It's very annoying because we have Carson Smith, who's injured, and we have Stephen Wright, who is injured. And Stephen Wright would be the perfect pitcher to switch things up and mess with the heads of an opposing team. One day, like in a 2-day span where you play back-to-back games, one day you go against David Price, a lefty who throws 95 miles an hour. And then the next day, you go against a righty knuckleballer. He throws 75 miles an hour. Like, one of those games, they're not going to do well. One of those games, they're like, you gotta lose one. Like, how good are you as a team where you can just switch from that on a dime and do well? Like, one of those you have to lose, and it's just like, damn. And Carson Smith is one of the better relievers in the league, injured. It's just, and I'm not blaming it on injuries because they should have won. They should have had a chance to win the last 2 games, and they did have a chance to win game 1. No thanks to Rick Porcello. They should have had a chance to win game 2. No thanks to anybody. No thanks to the lineup, and no thanks to David Price. And I'm just gonna get into what he said after the game. He said the same thing, and I went back and looked because I saw someone say it on Twitter. So this is what he said after the game. He was like, and I'm paraphrasing, I put in a lot of work, and I know the results will come. I do. I put in a lot of work. I have a lot of pride in my craft, and I know that I'm gonna do well in October baseball one day, and I'm gonna pitch again in 2016. I know that. I know we will. I know we're gonna get there, and I know these results will come. I just do, and The same thing, and this is what he said in his signing, when he signed with the Red Sox, his press conference with the Red Sox. I think it was Rob Bradford asked him about his postseason, discussing record. This is what he said then. Well, I'm just saving all my runs for the Red Sox, And everybody laughed, and then he was like, no, but I put in a lot of work. I take pride in the way I prepare, and I take pride in the way I perform and the way I go out there every day, and I take pride in that. And I know that results will come in October baseball. If I keep putting in the work, they'll come, and I know that. I have faith in that. I know that they will. And they'll come with you guys. They'll come with the Red Sox. I'm ready to go. Same thing. Says the same thing. There's nothing else you can say though. He did say their loss is 100% on me. Good. You got that out of the way. Good. You admit that you did shit. I'm happy. Thank you. But it's just how many times do you have to hear it, And one thing that I didn't like is somebody said you don't have any wins in the postseason. And he's like, well, I do have 2 wins in the postseason as a reliever. Well, I don't give a. I don't care. I don't care. Who cares? I don't. It's a fucking reliever. Fucking reliever. But we got Game 4 if we win today. In Game 4, I assume Rick Porcello is on the mound, which gives me a little bit of hope. And then Game 5, assuming we don't see David Price tonight or in Game 4, I think you see, if there's a Game 4, I think you see David Price Game 5. And that would be epic. I'm not saying I have faith in him. I'm just saying, how epic would that be? Mr. $217 million. Got shelled in his first start as a Red Sox in the playoffs. Didn't have a great season. The fire is under him. He is burning up, man. People are booing him out of Boston right now. Man, talk about a game. So, you guys tell me what you guys think is going to happen in the Pats game. Let me know how you guys think the Red Sox game is going to go. Have a great day, everybody.